Actually, we want this to be ready. All right. So all this is going to be is basically me going over my charts and just kind of analyzing the stuff that I'm looking at for this week. Now, this is something that I typically do anyway on a Saturday or a Sunday. So I get my music going, I got my tea going, and I'm just gonna get into the charts like I normally do. So let's go for it. So the first one I'm gonna start with is American Express, mainly because I do have several options contracts open on this. The trend is up, so I do like to start on a higher time frame and just kind of see what the candles are doing, and then I just kind of work my way down. Although I don't go through all of these different time frames. So anyway, I'm just gonna do my thing, and you can follow along. Oops. Okay, it looks like it closed above the resistance level of 163.95. The next level is kind of in this area at 166. The next, I guess, real level would be at 174.40 something. So let me adjust that. And basically all I'm doing is cleaning up my charts. So I don't erase every single thing unless it gets kind of messy. Now I got this fib that's on a different level and it's looking kind of messy right now. So I'll just leave it until it no longer needs to be there. Okay, that looks fine. Okay. So, and with regular stock market charts, pretty much I like to use the 1, the 2, and maybe the 3, the daily and the weekly. The 4-hour is pretty much pointless because that market is only, or these markets are only open for about 6.5 hours. So you won't get a true 4 and 4 if you're seeing 2 candles on the chart. So that's why I kind of like these other time frames just to kind of look at them. So this is, I don't really use chart patterns anymore, but this is looking like one of those, what's it like, like triangles? I can't remember which one. Bullish, something like that. Anyway, ooh, okay, that was a rejection, but then here's a pin bar. And it's above that level, so it has a higher probability this week of going up here. So that is still looking good to me. I don't think I need to change that much on this chart. Ooh, yeah, okay, that's a good, actually the 1 hour is looking really good. So what it may do in that first hour, let me make this bigger. Okay, so what this might do, this may still come back down to this area or it may continue to push up, just don't really know. But basically, from a structure standpoint, we have a structural high right here, and we got a structural low right here, but it did make a new high in the market. So now this is the high. Let me make this smaller. And adjust this. I just like to mark off my structural highs and lows because sometimes it could be a little bit much. So I just like to keep it kind of clean, as clean as possible. I think I drew these on higher time frames, which is why they're really big. And then this like risk to reward ratio, it looks like a 1-to-1, but with options, it's not 100% the same as you would see it maybe in a Forex market or gold market. So it's not exactly the same. This is a little bit different and it just varies. So, but I do like having it though, just so I can kind of see what the potential target is as far as dollar amount. Let's see. Okay, structural high. So, okay, that's still a structural low. I think that's why I marked that as structural low. High, low, high. Okay, so this is the area right here between 161 and 165, so about $4 or so. Let's see what that is. Okay, 355-ish. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like the way this looks. So pretty much as long as price is above this support level of 163, it has the potential to go up. Granted, it could potentially, sometimes I've seen these stocks gap down, so it could go like maybe somewhere down here and then come back up. It can do anything, but I'm ready for whatever. So save, so that looks good to me. Oop, I don't know why I have two of these things open. Save without closing. Wow, why are all of these American Express? That is so weird. It must have did that right when I started streaming. All right, so anyway, the other thing that I was looking at, let me get my list since they all magically disappeared here, is, oh wait, not that one. Okay, yep. Okay. Okay, yeah, Boeing was next. I don't actually, nope, because I don't have a position in that right now. Let's just look at it anyway. I'll move these around later, but let's look at this one. So, reset. You can see I got a lot of lines. I'm actually going to clean this up because this is looking like too much. I am going to keep the major lines though. So like this is a major. I think I drew that on the weekly, and then let's see. There's a lot happening in this area. Price could come back to this level right here at 210, or it can keep pushing up. It can do whatever it wants, but basically, I think I'm gonna keep that. But I'm probably gonna get rid of that. It's just a little messy. So save. Okay, cool. So let me just look. Okay, awesome. Playing some royalty-free music. All right. Okay, so let me go on the weekly. Ugh. Okay. Ooh, okay. This has been bullish. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row. It's been bullish. So the next resistance point is around 235. So I believe that it's probably going to go up to around 230. That's going to be the next major level. At least that's what I believe. It can do anything it wants. The market is always right. So, okay. All right, let's go to the daily. Ooh, okay, bearish on the daily. Bullish on the weekly, so that's good. But bearish on the daily, which makes me think it's going to come down a bit because you can't just keep having all these bullish candles. I mean, you can for a while, but eventually it's going to come back down. So we'll see tomorrow when the market opens. So that is looking good to me. Just had to clean it up a little bit. Let me go to the 3 hour. It's a little choppy in this range, so I'm gonna look to the left, squeeze it in. Actually, let me do this. There we go. Yeah, 230, there's a support that was formed back in August, and then a resistance, August, resistance in August again, so that is looking like a really good area. And especially since it bounced up from this 215 area, which I took profits from last week. That was a nice little 4-figure profit. So, yeah, that's looking good to me, but I think it may pull back. So I'm just waiting for another entry opportunity. To me, this felt like it was a bit too high, and especially looking left, seeing a rejection right here in July, rejections all throughout June at that same price level that it's rejecting at right now. So I am good with this. Let me look at the 2 hour, 1 hour. Okay, yeah, it's kind of tapering off right here. Let me see. Yeah, so if it breaks this trend line and closes, it may come back. That's when it may start coming down, but we'll see. Okay, that's looking good to me. All right, cool. So the next one is, oh, that was Exxon Mobile. That was right there. So XOM. Oh wait, maybe this will SPY. Let's do SPY since I already have it up. Okay, great. So I do have a position in SPY. So let's look at the weekly. Okay, so it's all bullish. Last week, let's make this bigger. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row that were bullish. That's awesome. It did close above this previous resistance level of 151.96. I know I have or had another position at some point. I can't remember, but that was my target. And it hit it. It closed above, so that's great. The next target is going to be roughly $2 away at 457. So hypothetically, if it does break up above that level, looking left, it looks like there's a lot of resistance at that level. So I may be ready to close my position once it gets to 457, just to make sure that I lock in those gains. And I only have one contract on SPY because I haven't really traded it, at least not from an EFT standpoint. I have traded it in other ways. So just as an index, the index overall, not an EFT. So looks like there's a lot of rejection. It could reject at this level, like around 458.11-ish. It could, with enough strength, go all the way up to 471, which could be amazing. But that's kind of like a long shot, but it's not impossible. So, let's see. Draw this over. Okay, that's kind of like a long shot, but we'll see how it does. And I go to a 3 hour. Ooh, I missed the daily. Ooh, okay, that's not looking good on the daily. It's not looking good to me because this candle right here, these two candles, these 2 days are basically dojis. Now that kind of makes sense because that was a holiday. So let's see, this was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. So those are low volume days anyway. So that makes sense. But Friday did close bullish. So that does give me hope that price could reach this 457.83 level, which would be nice. Nice. And yeah, you can see that's my target. So and I only got one contract, so that's approximately, and it's not 100% with options, but it's approximately 42% gain on the contract, which would be really nice. Really nice. Any profit is good for sure. All right, so let me run down. Let me go to 2 hour. I don't think I need to look at the 3 hour. It's pretty much the same. All right. Looking good. Let me zoom in. Okay, yeah. That 2 hour is bullish, doji, bearish. Yeah, this is basically nothing, but this is looking good. It's not the strongest bullish candle, but at least it is bullish. So just gotta wait to see what happens. Since this is pretty much a new high in the market and there was a lot of consolidation around this area. So what could possibly happen is price could come down to this level because it formed a pretty, looks like a decent support level right here at 150 or 452. And it could come down here and then come back to these highs or even push higher. So it could do that, or with enough volume in the market, especially it being Monday after a holiday, it could push up here and then possibly reject or keep going higher. But I think it's more so coming up here and may reject. So that's why I got my profit target right there. So we shall see. So far, this is looking really good though. Clearly in an uptrend. Oh, I got to mark off my levels. So let me copy from, see, I didn't mark highs and lows on that one. What is happening with TradingView? Now all of these are SPY. I don't think it likes me streaming on YouTube because I've never seen this before. Yeah, I do see a structural high. I think that's what I'm trying to copy. We're going to get to gold. Gold is a little monster, but it's been really good to me. Let's see. Why can't I highlight anything? Ah. Oh my gosh. What is up? Trading view. I guess highlighting crap I don't really care about. Okay, here's one. Jeez. Okay, so SPY. So let's do this. It's a structural high. Structural high right here. Structural low. So that's still valid. And this was a structural high as well. Okay, cool. About halfway through this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this one right here. I don't mark all the highs and lows, but basically this is good enough for me. Just kind of lets me know what's going to happen. This isn't a low yet until a new high is formed. So that is looking good to me. So let me go ahead. What else am I looking at? XOM. Was this XOM? XOM. Exxon Mobile. Oh, I think it was something I didn't have saved. I think that was Bank of America. BAC. Bank of America, like this is something that I'm looking to buy at some point. Not really at this point, just because it broke above these resistance levels. Actually, let's go to a higher time frame. But it may come back down, but we'll see. So if it goes below 29.17, then it has a higher probability of coming down to 27.49, and that's around the area that I am looking to buy. So, or yeah, 27.49. So probably buy like 100, yeah, just 100 shares on that, because I do want to buy some United Airlines, and we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so daily. Okay, weekly. Oh, weekly is bearish. Daily is bullish. That was Friday. Can't remember why I drew that little line, but basically here's the major level. Oh yeah, and this is basically exit. Why does it say BA? BAC is what it should say. Exit BAC. So I am selling an option just to kind of try it out. So it's very low risk. Like if it doesn't work out, then I lose 22 bucks. That's nothing. So practicing with selling options. So that's what this one is. But anyway, and I don't want to be assigned shares at that price. I actually want to be assigned shares at 47 or 27.45 if I do get assigned. Not a higher price, but a little bit lower price. So anyway, so that's that. So basically what I'm looking at on this, and this doesn't move all that much, so you really don't have to get down into lower time frames. Maybe H2, H1 probably at the lowest, but it's looking like it's trying to form a head and shoulders. Now I don't really trade chart patterns anymore, but once you see them, you can't unsee them. So basically it may be doing something like this, and it could come down lower. So we'll see. I actually wanted to go higher so that way I can collect all the premium on the options contract. And if you don't know what options are, there is a video that I made for beginners, basically, so that way you can get an understanding of what options are and, just kind of get a sense for it. Basically just sharing my experience at that time. Obviously, that video was made a year ago and I've learned a lot more. So I'll be sharing a lot more of that on this channel, but it's still a very popular video. So this is actually looking good to me. I don't need to do anything really with this. I mean, here's like a little support level, so maybe I can draw that out, but I don't really need to do a whole lot else. Let me draw a box. And the reason why I'm drawing is because I see this resistance and I see a support right here. So right in the middle of this kind of big zone, I think it'd be good to separate that out. I just like skinny boxes. It's just easy. Keep it simple. All right, cool. Let me draw that out a little bit more. You're like right there. This is a nice little support over here in this section. It hit multiple times here, 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 and then it resisted here, but then it eventually shot up. But then this was the same point at which it started the descent down. So this $30.78 is a good area. Okay, cool. I'm liking it. Just gonna keep that there. Wow, I changed all these. I don't know what's happening with TradingView. Anyway, we already looked at Bank of America. So let's go ahead and look at, already looked at Boeing, American Express. Let me see if this one's Exxon Mobile. Really trying to do Exxon Mobile. Nope, it was UAO. I thought so. Anyway, let's go UAO. There's another one where I'm selling contracts at. So I got little notes on my screen. Sell puts above this level, sell calls below this level. That may actually change, but let's look at the weekly and see how that closed. So let's zoom in. Ooh, okay, so it closed bullish, but very, very weak bullish. This is a tiny momentum candle. So even though this particular week right here, November 6th, closed a weak bullish candle, it was a doji candle, so basically that means there's indecision in the market. It ended up closing quite strong the next week, pushing up $1.77, which is almost 5% in a week, which is actually really nice. And then this last week, the holiday week, was really bullish. So it was down, wait, this says it was down 13%, but it closed bullish. So probably just means overall. But anyway, bullish candle, low momentum, rejection at this $40.83 level. So that could mean that price could pull back maybe into this level and then come back up, meeting the prior high and maybe even pushing up. But obviously, I don't expect for that to happen all next week. It could take a few weeks for that to play out. But you just never know, mainly because look at this candle right here. This was, wow, a 10, almost 11% candle. That's incredible, which was $3.61. So because the stock is only, well, at this moment, $39.71. So it could do anything. But what I'm looking for this upcoming week, I do expect for it to pull back a bit. I don't know if it'll pull back this deep. It could, but it could pull back and then continue up. So, and then let me just go out a little bit. So yeah, so according to this is technically on a downtrend, and this is looking like a pullback. So it could very well do that. Do what I said, come up here and then come down and maybe even trade lower. This is another stock that I want to buy. I do have some positions in this already. So I'm just looking to add more positions. I'll probably buy maybe 100 or so shares of this as well. So I just like to have units of 100 shares. Just so that way I could sell covered calls or puts, and that's something I'm kind of getting into for additional income, but it's not completely passive and it's not 100% risk-free like nothing is. So I'm just kind of being careful with it, but I do want to buy more shares in this company. So anyway, so yeah, I don't really see anything. Let me just jump down to the 1 hour outside of what it could possibly do. So yeah, so right now it rejected this level twice. So if it comes below here, it does have the possibility to come down to 38.55. This kind of zone right here, especially since there were multiple rejections off this 38.24 level. And then especially on here. So I still got a pretty much like a good margin in terms of where price is at and where I needed to stay away from, which is basically this level right here in order for me to collect the $50 in premium. So we shall see. All right, cool. So now we're on, let me go to Exxon Mobile really quick because I've been trying to do this the entire time. Okay, yeah, whatever. All right, so I do currently have a position in this. So basically, let me just start from the weekly. I have multiple positions on this actually, and I'm questioning whether or not that was actually a good thing to do, especially because in this zone it's super choppy. But let me try to look beyond. Let me get these fibs visible on. No. Okay. Let me just go like, I only want it visible maybe like here. Come on. These fibs are in the way. And below. Current interval and below. I think I may have missed a fib. Wait, there's one. Current interval and below. So let's go to the weekly. Okay, good. Now we can see. So let me go here. Okay, so this week we had a nice strong rejection pin bar. I love those. The next week had a pin bar as well, but it closed bearish, so that's not all that good. But I'm trying to see what it did for last week because I don't see. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, that was last week. So last week did close bearish, although it did push up quite a bit from this 101.95, which is another reason why I'm questioning whether or not me buying a couple of call contracts was a good idea. So it's like, I think one is, or actually a couple are ending this week, and then a couple are ending, I don't know, a couple weeks from now, something like that. So that does give those contracts a bit of time, but this, I don't really know. So we'll just see how this plays out. Let's go to the daily. Okay, so now this is looking good. Bullish on the daily. Let me go right here. Bullish on a daily, but it did reject this 105 level. I need for it to push up in order for me to make money, or at least break even. And so, yeah, past 3 days, market action has just been crazy. Let's look at like H2. Okay, so this is where the fibs come back. All right. So yes, so this was a note from last week. It did hit this level, and I did add a couple contracts. So that do expire that time. So we shall see. I don't know if this is still going to be valid. I hope it is. And what was I doing here? I think I had a fib inside of a fib. So this is looking very confusing. So basically, fib from here to this height right here is the valid one for right now. Yeah, I mean, this is more of a wait and see. If it starts trading back above 105.24, then it has a possibility to going up even further. I think more so likely kind of the zone right here, 107, but who knows? It could push higher. Let's see. Okay, here, 109. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. But you just never know. So, I mean, it didn't, in this day, it rose 2%, so $2. So that could be nice. Oops. Let me move that back. Okay. Let's go back. I think I moved, did I move? No, I didn't move that. Okay, good. Let me get rid of that big fib. Okay, there we go. Okay, so structural high, structural low. This is not a structural low yet because it's pretty much made equal highs. So it did make a new high. So right now the market structure is still this and this. Yeah, there's really nothing else I could do. Actually, I'm going to delete that because it's looking a little messy. Yeah, above here is definitely going up. If it closes above there. So, yeah, so pretty much it can do whatever it wants inside of here. If it breaks this, then it's going down. If it breaks this, then it has a higher probability of going up. All this is probabilities. So let me hurry up because I have to get off of here really soon. Now all I got to do is gold. I think that's what I promised. Gold, Boeing, Exxon Mobile, SPY, back, UAO. Yep, okay, so gold. Okay, cool. So, okay, I got a lot of stuff happening here on gold. So this market is actually open right now, and I am looking to some affirmations for myself. I am looking to buy this up, but it is coming close to a strong rejection level. So I kind of want to see what it's going to do yeah, this is looking quite messy, but let's zoom in. So last week was bullish, which is awesome.